Hi, Instagram family. Today I'm going to be speaking on the second pillar of my ebook, How to Thrive, Not Just Survive. In this ebook, I basically founded it on 5 essential pillars that I have recognized as 5 essential concepts to understand and implement into one's life in order to live a happy, whole, and life full of love and understanding and compassion for yourself. And so this pillar is staying present, and for me it is one of the most vital because presence is actually a superpower. And in this modern world of go, 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 hustle, 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 rush, 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 it is not something we often come across. And it is something we have to teach ourselves how to be present and be with the present, because it's not shown to us and we're not educated on how to be present. Yeah, presence is a superpower. And when we give ourselves presence, it allows for such deep soul recognition and transformation and acknowledgement. And when we give others presence, it can allow for such deep intimacy to be created between you and the other, because all your attention, all your focus, and all your listening capabilities are brought to that moment. There's so much potential in the present moment. And when we are able to access this state of bliss, this state of presence, we're able to tap into this limitless potentiality that exists. Pure presence, I like to call it or feel it as being a heartfelt presence. Your awareness sits in your heart when you are present. It sits on the bridge between your mind and your body, and that is what the heart is about. And so when we are present with ourselves, present with others, and really coming from a heart-centered reality, it really allows us to have a much broader vision, a much wider scope of being able to see, understand, and interpret our experiences. Because when we are present, we are able to see past illusions. We are able to see through illusions. We are able to see projections and egoic reactions and all these veils that can sometimes cloud your judgment and can sometimes create an illusion of the situation. And when we are in this present state, it allows us to really approach life, ourselves, our own reactions, our own emotions, and others with an embodied calmness, because we realize that we don't need to be constantly reacting. We don't need to be constantly drawing our attention all over the place. We can just come back to presence and be in alignment with our truth. And be in alignment by noticing when things do come up, because we're not perfect and we're living a human experience. And part of the human experience is learning to acknowledge and deal with emotion. And emotion is always going to come up. It's a part of our natural human bodily physical experience. But the power of presence comes when an emotional trigger arises and we are able to maintain witness consciousness. We are able to become the observer of our own mind and the observer of our own body and of our own reactions and triggers. And when we do this, we are really able to take a step back and ask ourselves, where is this trigger coming from? Because triggers are our greatest teachers. And they are also a compass for us to go back to the past and uncover the root of that trigger. Because the root of the trigger isn't in the present, it's in the past. And the trigger is staying stuck in your body because of the trauma cycle. And until you complete the trauma cycle and feel the trigger, but not allow it to impact you as it once did, but allow those emotions to come to the surface and hold them in your heart and give yourself love and just ask, where is this coming from? Is this coming from a fear of rejection? Is this coming from an abandonment wound? Is this coming from a past experience where my body experienced this once before, and in order to keep myself safe in this present moment, that is why this trigger is coming up? Our triggers are really our greatest teachers. And when we can learn to observe them rather than fall into the cycle of the sympathetic nervous system being activated, and then once that gets activated, the adrenaline goes, the cortisol goes, the sweating goes. It's all the cycle that just starts happening because your body at a core level feels unsafe. And so when we can cultivate presence, for it really is a skill. It is not something that we're naturally born with. It is, like everything in life, a skill that we need to cultivate through practice. And the best way to practice presence is through meditation. And when we meditate, we are not trying to have a blank mind. We are trying to calm ourselves, center ourselves, come into alignment with our base operation, with our level, and really see what else comes up in that space. And I always say to people, when you meditate, I want you to notice thoughts that come to you as clouds drifting across the sky. So you'll notice it, but you don't attach to it. You'll notice it, you'll thank it, you'll appreciate it, you'll acknowledge it, and then you'll allow it to just pass along the sky of your mind. And in this way, once we practice this over and over through meditation and through mindfulness, we can really come to a very connected, very aligned state of being where we can have total control of our own being and total control of our own reactions. And in the end, we realize that that's the only control that we have in this lifetime. For we cannot control the external world. We can only control ourselves. And this is how we take our power back. It is so easy to feel out of control in today's modern, crazy world. It is so easy. But when we come back to the present now moment, like one of my favorite teachers, Ram Dass, says, be here now. Be with yourself, hold yourself, know yourself, witness yourself, witness your mind, witness your body, and ask for gentleness to come in that witnessing. For we cannot transcend our triggers if we are shaming them. We can only bring love and gentleness and understanding to our triggers in order to transcend them and in order to understand their presence and understand what they are trying to teach us and what wound they are asking for us to heal from our childhood most of the time is where these triggers come from. And honestly, the best way to come to presence is through putting your hand on your heart and your other hand on your stomach and just taking a deep breath in and sighing out loud to release all that no longer serves.